Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new week. We are excited to meet you here again. Today, we want to talk about the myth. Am I a bad parent when I don't know what's best for my child? Because somehow there's just this expectation out there that as the parent, you should know. You should know exactly this way or that way. And there's like you should at least have this clear path in mind for your child. And then of course life happens and we think, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Or the preconceived idea that you might have had does not work out at all, and you think, gosh, where did I go wrong? We want to talk about why you should please not think that you're a bad parent when you don't have all the answers. Because if you think you have all the answers, that is when I can almost guarantee you are seriously deceived. And we're going to talk about some experience around this. The main one being, and why I just want to discourage you if this is thoughts that have been running through your head. Please don't go that way, because it causes a lot of self-doubt and anxiety that is completely unnecessary. So in sharing some experiences today, we want to show you that you're not a bad parent, that this is really an opportunity for you to learn amazing things with your children. So I'd love to hear from you, Isla, just an experience or two that you can share around this topic, just to set everyone's mind at ease that it's not a bad thing when you are not clear on exactly what the next step should be.
I just want to share the fact that I have raised two boys who are now adults. And as we were going through that journey, obviously I'm referencing the parenting that I had. So you intuitively kind of look at how you were raised and you either go, oh, I'll do some more of that, or I will absolutely not do any part of that. It was a disaster. But the reality is, all of that is setting us up for how we are going to parent ourselves. And we don't actively, in my opinion, we don't actively think about, am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong, until we are faced with that moment in time where things are not going in any way the way you think they are. So just to, again, add to what you say, there's no such thing as being a bad parent because you don't know what you're doing or you don't know how to help your child out of or into a particular situation. So a couple of things that come to mind are, because my focus is more on the teenage years. When my younger son was in high school, it was a year before graduation, so he's 17. Very, very important moment in time for school, because everything that happens at that period of time in the US is what is taking you into university. Your grades, those expectations and everything are critically important. My son had a little group of friends that he'd gone through middle school and high school with, and they used to study every afternoon together. And they had a chemistry exam coming up. So they're studying together. They find an old advanced placement chem test to practice with. And the teacher, in her stupidity, gave them exactly that test, an old advanced placement test that was publicly available as their test for the end of the year. She then, because they all passed and they did extremely well, she accused them all of cheating. And it went as far as legal process. The kids had been accused of something that they absolutely had not done. All they had done was to be incredibly resourceful and go find old exams that they could work with. So you kind of think about, oh my gosh, am I a bad parent because my child has just fallen into this absolute kind of bed of nettles? This is really a disaster that could have impacted his future. Nothing that I could have done about it particularly, but those moments of, oh my gosh, this is my child's future. He's 17 and now he's in terrible, terrible trouble. So just a moment in time of, there's so much that you don't know and that you can't know. And you just have to be constantly walking alongside your child to support them in whatever situation is arising for them.
It's such an interesting example that you gave, Isla, because you were doing everything that you thought was perfect and, equipping your son with all the resources that they might need to really ace this. And they did. So everything you did was actually perfect. It just didn't happen in the way that you thought it might. That's what you're saying. Yeah. So for me, because I like to start young with him because that's how I learned with my child. It's it's amazing how often you question yourself when you see all sorts of different interests coming out in your child. Like the example of, the one week they want to play piano and the next week they want to play guitar because that's cool. The next week, oh, but everyone's doing rugby trials, or the next week, oh, no, we're playing hockey. And how do you navigate that? Because no one can possibly afford to cater for all those different interests. So the opportunity is then to help your child discover, what is it about all these different things that appeal to me? And for the parent to take those opportunities and learn along with your child, what is it about this that really piques his interest? What is it about this that could possibly indicate the interests and passions of my child? Because it's based on that, it's based on discovering that together, that you want to build your child up to pursue those things that are really perfectly aligned with what their values are and what their identity is built around, and how far they can possibly take that. Does
Yes,
that make
I think that that's so key, because the statement that we kind of started with, it was, am I a bad parent because I don't know, or I don't always know what's best for my child? But what you're explaining, and I think that as parents, we don't spend enough time on what you're on the opportunity of being able to better define what it is about a particular activity or a particular situation that is either appealing to your child or not, and learning with them what that is. Like my my little one, when he was, they have them start playing soccer or football at such a young age in the States. And so his whole thing was just standing at the back of the field and looking around. Oh my gosh, look at all of this. Look at what's happening. Look at all of the people. And that was not the intention of the game. But he only did that for a year because we all realized that, including him, that he was never going to be a soccer player. That wasn't going to be his thing. He ended up being a swimmer. But so I think you're absolutely right. I can look back in hindsight and say, well, it was obvious that that was not his sport. But did I take the opportunity to really understand with him what he liked about standing at the back of the field and watching everything going on? No, never even crossed my mind. I think what you're offering parents is a wonderful opportunity to really walk alongside your child and learn with them and help them make sense of things.
That, to me personally, is probably the greatest gift of parenting. I cannot imagine being the same person if I didn't have children. because I learned so much through them, through raising them, through looking at their different personalities, their different character traits, their different ways of looking at the world, their different ways of appreciating things or not appreciating things. And it's actually taught me so much. And this is why I really want to encourage parents to please not look at your doubts and your insecurities or your complete lack of an answer in any given situation as a guide or measure of your parenting. It is the most wonderful, precious gift to find yourself in that situation with your child and not have a clue what the right answer is right now, and take that opportunity and say to your child, let's learn this thing together. Let's go find out what the answers are. You have complete support from me. You have complete everything I can offer you right now. Let's go and find the answers together. I think that is going to make a greater impression on your child, as just simply blurting out the answer you think is correct based on anything you might have learned before or based on who you are. Take that opportunity. It is the greatest gift every single day to approach the day with your child and say, you know what? 10 things might hit us today that we could not possibly even imagine. Let us go and experience this together and learn from it together. Because what it does for your bonding with your child, what it does for your thinking and your ideas of the way things should and shouldn't be, it's amazing. It's the greatest gift. So please give yourself that gift of discovering life with your child. That is going to definitely bring both of you to the best possible outcome.
Yes, I agree. And from the teenager perspective, there are always going to be things that you did not expect.
Oh,
There are things
yes.
you don't expect when the kids are younger, but you
Yes.
have a better sense of not control, but you're able to monitor better what's going on.
Yes.
I think that in the teenage years, what is so important is that you don't wrap your own identity around your child. Your child has to become his, her own person because they have to become an adult independent of us. And if our identity, our being able to feel good about ourselves and being right is based on our children doing what we expect them to do, then
Oh, so
we're going
cute.
to have we're going to live with so much stress and potential disappointment, and we're not going to celebrate who our children are becoming. With all the mistakes and the flaws that we have them all, our kids will have them. That's life. I think so
Yes.
important that we pull, as I say, I always say, walk alongside everybody in life.
Mm.
When you walk alongside them, you can support when needed, but
Mm.
you're able to witness also, but you're not taking responsibility where you don't need to take responsibility, where it's not yours to take.
Oh, you couldn't have said it better. I so can relate with that. And that is the kind of wisdom that really changes lives. So thank you very much for saying that, and for ending this wonderful time together with such perfect, wise words. It is our privilege to grow alongside them. Sometimes we have to carry them. Sometimes we have to just hold them back a little. It's like, whoa, too far. But just at the end of the day, being able to just hold each other and say, you know what, we can do this. It's going to be fine. I
Yeah.
think to me has been some of the most fulfilling moments as a parent, and it really is a tremendous gift. So thank you for everything you shared today. I love my times with you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Marelise. It's always wonderful conversations that really provoke my thinking. So I appreciate that. And to our audience, again, we'll be on YouTube and we're on Facebook and Instagram. And please reach out, connect with us, ask us your questions, give us your comments, give us your thoughts, give us your ideas of what you would like us to cover. I have a feeling that we'll find another myth for next week, but
For sure.
stay tuned and see where we go.
So many. Yes. Let's get rid of all of them. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Marelise.